Dark mode enabled. Brought to you by BrandSwan and Heather Cox Coats.
I love that. I love it so much.
How are you?
I'm doing good. It's what day is it? Tuesday. It's Tuesday.
At 12 p.m. EST. You're here every Tuesday, 12 p.m. EST.
Yeah, man. I'm really excited actually about today's topic. But before we do that, catching up with Clark.
What am I doing? So, To the Black season 2 is coming back. I'm getting all my guests together. If you are in Delaware or Philadelphia or even Baltimore, shoot me a DM on Instagram or shoot me an email if you want to be on season 2, because it is in person. I kind of like that in person vibe. I'm gearing up for convention season. I have been looking through, and Jane, I'm going to send you this list of different events in Delaware that are specific to women in business. So I'll send you that.
That's amazing. So wait. Okay, can you tell? What can you say?
Well, there's like a few, because I was doing some research and I was like, okay, well, like, I really need, I want to do more in the community, but in like not, like, I'm just being very strategic about getting out there more, I guess.
Yeah.
So there's the District 18 Toastmasters of 2025 Spring Conference.
Oh.
That's to help with the public speaking. So I thought, okay, well, that looks cool. And then there's the Delaware Business Owner Summit in Dewey Beach. And then there's the Women in Business Forum DE, which I think is in like March or something.
Oh, I gotta go. Damn it.
I know. So I was looking at those events. But yeah, that's what I've been doing. I'm just kind of looking for in-person events because it is convention season. And I will be going to RealComp 25 in Savannah, Georgia in June because I will be doing their social media.
That's awesome. So very cool.
That is what I've been doing with Miss Catching Up with Cox. What are you catching up with, Miss Clark?
But yeah, a lot of stuff is going on. I finally ate all the frogs. Like there were certain things that I was like failing to do, like with myself and making appointments. I finally did. And on the surface level, one of them was I needed a haircut. Now listen, okay, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal, right? I need a haircut, big deal. But I have a pixie cut again. And you have to cut that shit way more often. So I'm getting a mullet.
It's so cute. I saw your picture when you went to Longwood Garden the other day. It's adorable.
Thank you. Really adorable. So I'm trying to, anyway, so I need to get it more adorable. So taking care, self-care, very important. Love is Blind, new season is out. I'm absolutely guilty pleasure. Okay, that's me. Guilty. And we have a lot of cool projects in the works. None of them, like, I'm cutting my chickens a little bit before they hatch, but I'm really excited about them. And I've started doing some personal projects, and what some people don't know is that I do book covers and book layouts. That's where my design career started. Ooh. And it was so special because on my very first design job, I had an editor named Nina. Shout out Nina. And she kind of taught me everything that she knows about, like, how to edit for design and, like, editing jargon and little, I don't know, like little paragraph symbols and things, and the love of the M dash and just so many things. And so when she asked me to design her book, I was just incredibly honored. So
I love that.
And I'm working on my own book called Haikus and Other Things. It's been like 6 years in the making, and I'm finally like sitting down and actually doing it. Yes. And what I love about it is that a lot of it is AI. When I say that, I mean I am letting AI create supporting images to my poems, and some of the shit I'm getting is just like incredible and mind-blowing, and it really changes the divide from function and beauty. But anyway, we'll talk more about that later.
I love that.
But yeah, so I love this conversation so much. I have just a couple of stories to say, but listen, like, I want you to lead this because your notes are incredible, and it's really just giving me a little pep in my step, like it makes me want to put this shit in action. So, tell us your secret.
I got this idea for this episode because of that book that I had. The book is titled The Annual Advertising Art the Annual of Advertising Art, and it's from 1943.
Whoa.
So just to see all the different ad campaigns and advertisers to couple with well-known artists, I just thought was really dope. And I think that brands right now should take a page from that history book, essentially, to really draw attention to your advertising and brand. So that's what we're talking about today. We're talking about the art marketing. So how art shapes branding, influences messaging, and makes bold statements from different art styles and marketing to the impact of political and cultural messaging. We're talking about it. So super excited about this combo. So I mean, honestly, the first question you would ask is, what does it mean to use art marketing? Art and marketing goes beyond looking visually appealing. Yes, you need to have your brand in order, your colors, your logos, your fonts, whatever that may be, your brand kit, right? But that's not art. That's, what would you even call that? Like, what do you call that? No, like brand guidelines?
Yeah, it would just be brand guidelines, a style guide, things like that. Brand book is what we call it, but style guide, style sheet, all those.
Yeah, so just making it visually appealing, great, amazing, but art and marketing, it tells a story and it evokes emotions. It creates a connection with your audience. Like, there was this one in the book, and it's by Salvador Dali, and they partnered with it was some brands of company. It was like a water company or a steel company, but just the visuals, like anything to do with Dali, evokes emotions. Period. I don't.
Oh yeah, so controversial in so many ways.
Yes, yeah. I mean, like the
Kurt Vonnegut of design. Is that weird to say?
Yeah. No, I mean, I think that's spot on. But yeah. So and you know, I'm early of action. So how to add art to marketing. Identify what message or feeling you want your audience to associate with your brand. So, Jane, you have artwork in your branding and coloring. In my opinion, it's very light and airy, like a swan should be. That's what I get from your brand. Am I wrong? What is through your art concepts for your brand? What are you trying to convey to your audience?
Gosh, for me, it's all about transparency and talent and skill. There's an excitement. There's a little bit of comfort and future proofing your business a bit, and that's how we position ourselves. But basically, when it comes to branding, I just want to be so different from anyone else. I think that's even better than having a better brand.
Yeah, and I think you have done that, honestly.
Thank you. I mean, that's what I do. So if I didn't do that, I'd be so sad.
Right?
Like when I hand a business card to someone, like, this is beautiful. Like, I'm a design agency. It kind of has to be, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Actually, are.
So whether it's trust, excitement, or luxury, your visual choices should reinforce that emotion. So
yeah,
if you want to add art into marketing, make sure that it evokes emotion, because that's what art is all about. Art is not there to look pretty. It's just it's here to stir something inside of you.
Yeah, for sure.
So how to use art in marketing? The right art style can reinforce your brand's identity and help communicate its values. So my branding is black and white and coding elements, right? Because they're codes. But I create art that reinforces my identity and communicates my value. So, I love to do movie digital art, sending and saying a message that is uplifting for women entrepreneurs and women business owners. I like to make art, digital art that has to do with equality and women's rights. Because I'm a woman business owner. If we didn't have equal rights or rights at all, we wouldn't even be able to be business owners. So that's kind of like some of my values. And I try to create art to evoke that emotion of like just that raw womanly rage.
And you know what? It oozes confidence in a way that I can't quite describe, because black is a bold color, right? And we both use it, and we use it in different ways. For me, I use a slightly off black to kind of remove the trashiness that can sometimes happen when you put a bunch of colors on a black background.
Oh my god, yes.
It can get crazy pretty fast. So, like, every color I selected is to make sure that it does have a more airy feel than intense.
Yes.
Yeah, so I totally get what you're saying, and I think you've done a wonderful job, claiming that space.
Oh, well, thank you. I appreciate it. Hi, Levi. I hope I'm saying your name right. Thanks
Hi,
for
Levi.
dropping something in the chat. Oh my gosh, I forgot to pin the link at the top. I always forget that. I'll do that next time.
Yeah, so I made the room, and, I also figured out to not background music, so we're good.
Yay! Good job, Jane.
It was so dumb. It was, so dumb.
Dude, sometimes it's apt to be ridiculous, but it's okay.
It was a user error. User error. Oh, man.
Okay, so next. So how to use art effectively in marketing? The actionable tip here is to find your brand's artistic style. Is it modern and sleek, nostalgic and vintage, bold and colorful? Stick to a visual theme that aligns with your messaging and audience. So that's what basically I was saying before with my content. So I'm black and white, and it's about coding. Like I even leaned into the whole '90s like floppy disk computer vibe.
Yeah, retro TVs.
Yes. That is visually artistic and artistically visual, so that people can feel the vibe, but also visually see it and understand what I'm trying to convey.
Yeah. If it's cool, I'm going to paste a link into Clubhouse, because if you guys aren't sure what your colors should be, I have a brand assessment quiz you can take. It's free just to kind of get started and get you closer to really nailing that.
Love that so much. Please put that on there. Also, color psychology plays a huge role in consumer perception.
For sure, 100%.
So that is why McDonald's is yellow, because it invokes right. Yeah. So you got to think about the color combinations. I chose black because I love black all day long, but it's chic, it's timeless.
Right.
I want my brand to be known as a timeless, chic looking brand, because that's just a mix of professional design and artistic elements can elevate your brand as well. So if you're not a designer, collaborate with an artist. Honestly, collaborate with an artist. And that's what brings me back to that book, is that there were so many cool collaborations between artists and brands that they really did stand out compared to the other ads that were happening back then. I mean, even the magazine covers, they were coupling and collaborating with artists, and I just thought that was it's just super cool and super dope, and I wish more brands would couple with artists and not couple with AI. Honestly,
yeah.
I'm guilty of that. I know, because it's just so readily available to us now. But artists, man, there's even more starving than they want to do. So it's good to couple with artists in your ad campaigns, because then also when you think about it from a marketing standpoint, social media, they love collaborating. Collaborations are the new thing, what has been for the past 2 or 3 years, but it's even more so now for 2025. And can you collaborate with OpenAI? No, they're not going to do stuff to their feed. So you're actually, if you couple with an artist, you're coupling with a person. And that means that person who, if they are an artist, or actually have some type of following in which you can then be introduced to their following and vice versa. So just think about how beneficial it would be to couple with an artist to do something super freaking. Next, using art to stand out in a crowded market. Like, honestly, I just said that. If you are not using art to stand out, then I don't know what you're doing, because everybody is so cookie cutter these days and everybody loves to copy off of one another. That's what trends are. Trends are just people copying other people and twisting the trend to fit their narrative. So what if you were the one creating the trend? And that's like my philosophy. Like, don't follow the trends, be the trend. And if you add art to that, then you are going to completely stand out and you are going to make a bold statement. And you are making a statement when you use art and marketing. It could be a powerful tool for advocacy, awareness, and standing behind social or cultural causes. I actually did a whole TikTok video about that book, sharing the different art styles and different brands and companies that collaborated with artists to stand up, to bring awareness, to stand behind social and cultural causes. The biggest one being the standing up to Yahtzees. So, yeah, I'm not sure why businesses are doing that more. Because honestly, I think making a stand in today's climate brings, more, Hi, Jolanta. What's wrong? Are you still here, Jane? I might need to drop you down and then bring you back up. Your mic may have cut off. Can you try again? Okay, well, you leave the room. This happens sometimes. You're going to have to leave the room and then come back. And I'll wait. And then this will also be edited in the podcast. Because my editing skills are amazing. Hi, America's Supermom. So, Jane, you just need to leave the room. Hi, Chris. So, you just need to leave the room, Jane, and then come back in. There you go. As we wait for Miss Jane to come back. There you go. Hi.
Nothing happened. Clubhouse just no audio came through. Nothing.
Well,
yeah.
I've been recording this whole time, so it's okay. Yeah. I've just been like chatting away.
Please continue and I'll jump in.
Yeah, for sure. So let's see. Making a statement with art and marketing. It's a powerful tool for advocacy, like I mentioned. And some brands take risks by making artistic statements that challenge the norm. So I feel like a lot.
The Jaguar.
I'm sorry.
Like Jaguar.
Yes. Yeah. Like Burger King too. I honestly think like that, and I look at it as art, the decaying burger.
I think that's amazing. That was a phenomenal ad. Mm-hmm. For those who don't know, so Burger King put out like an ad where their burger gets moldy, and so it was just this moldy ass burger, right?
Yes.
But it's something that disgusting really said this is real food and real food rocks. But hey, check out McDonald's; their food looks the same for 3 months. Yeah, that's not normal, right? And that's art. That is art right there. So that's art, yeah, 100%. So here's some practical tips for incorporating art into your home. One, not every brand has an in-house designer. But that doesn't mean that you can't integrate strong artistic elements. So invest in templates or digital assets, couple with an artist. My older sister is a singer-songwriter, and she commissioned my younger sister, Kelly, to create the artwork for her CD cover. So just think about what other type of artists you come with to create your branding, to create your ad campaign, because it really
is going to make a splash for you. Again, partnering with artists can actually also add authenticity and exclusivity. So consider commissioning artwork or collaborating with local or digital artists to create limited edition visuals or packaging. And then keep your visuals fresh while maintaining a cohesive brand identity. Experiment with a structured brand framework. Use a set of brand colors and fonts, but introduce new artistic elements seasonally to keep things interesting. So art can be used for so many different things in your brand, in your business, but it can 100% make you stand out among everybody else. Because art is it invokes so much emotion, and everybody visualizes art in such a different way that different messages can come through and actually make your brand more trustworthy.
Like
so
Apple.
Just think about how you can use art. And honestly, I'm excited to hear your stories.
Oh my god, it's really not that
about creativity and art and beauty, honestly. Because
no, don't gas me up, man. Don't gas me up. But I will say that this has been an interesting journey for me. I went to community college. I remember sitting there. I got like a little scholarship, not much, but I think I might have paid $6,000 for my education. It's hard to say back then, but and in order to get it, I had to pick a major, and I was like, okay, well, I'll do photography. Loved it in high school. And I'm like, yeah, I can definitely do this. I'm the kind of person that picks something and just does it. Because branding is part persistency and part consistency. And so when you
say that again.
Yeah, so your brand is two parts, and that's persistency and consistency. So in the beginning, you are trying different frameworks, you are trying to feel right, but at some point you got to pick and be consistent about it, because someone might see your brand 10, 15 times before they're ready to take action, especially based on what you're selling. So if you're a service-based company, you're not going to sell shit like if you had an ad on Facebook for a pair of Rothy's. It's like, it's not always going to be something that they can do right then and there. So you're courting people, and this is based on your industry and all that fun stuff. But when me and Jen actually partnered up for BrandSwan, we did a lot of personality tests. It's kind of like, Jen, if you're listening, it's kind of like dating. Like you're on a date, you learn all this stuff about someone. And I remember the day I found out her real name was Jennifer, but that's a whole nother thing. And then she signed off its official copy. Work with Jen. Who the hell's Jennifer? Like, I don't think we know her anymore. So that was a fun little thing. But so I was absolutely horrified by my results. And I think I looked, I couldn't find it necessarily, but I think it's the VA Institute on Character. And they have like 24 different personality traits, and then they rank them based on your answers. And Jen, I think her number one, number two was creativity. Mine was like 27. No way. And I'm like, what the? I'm absolutely just mortified. And then things start running through my head. Oh my God, I didn't go to art school. Oh my God, I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Of course, I'm not where I need to be. But then I realized my first strength is love. I know, gag me. You can't put money on that. But the second one, appreciation for art and beauty. And it made sense, and it made sense that yes, I'm not an artist. I can't draw. I can learn, but I don't, because that's not my role anymore. But I know if I would, and I can draw a little bit, but it's mostly just fun and games. For my little book or whatever. It's nothing crazy. But I'm a curator.
Mm-hmm.
And I love going to Free Pick, by the way, very affordable if you want stock photos, and Envato Elements, and giving all these designs context so they can experience it as if they were in person, even though they're not. For example, let's say I do a billboard. I'm not just going to show a flat design that's in a PDF. I'm going to show it on a real billboard and then send it to you. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, so creativity, really what that means is that you value originality above everything else. And for me, I don't think there's anything original left in this universe. Maybe that makes my mind a bit small, but I'm just like, someone's already thought about this or done it. I know this because of all the times I help people name a company, all that shit's taken.
Yeah.
Everybody is taken. Yeah. So I feel like I'm a curator and just this detective for trying to find where people are in their brand positioning and how they can stand out. So that's just what gets me excited. and rebranding, like you were saying, I mean, sometimes it's a good thing. Sometimes you don't need to do it. I remember I was working with a real estate company and they wanted to change their colors, and I'm like, wow. Right. And I'm like, don't you know, because in the real estate industry, your color is really important, right? So I'm like, don't you keep go around changing your colors? Because now we have to make sure we're not taking someone else's colors, and we're talking shades of blue, you know what I mean? Like, we're talking very specifically about these colors. So I persuaded them not to change their color, and luckily they didn't, but that could have that could have diminished their branding.
Yeah. You have to be strategic with the art. You can't just be like, oh, well, this seems fun. Let me do that real quick. No. Must be very strategic.
It's gotta have a meaning.
Yeah.
It's a lot of work. It's a lot of emotion. It's a lot of energy.
Yeah, it is. It is. And, I mean, even just, my sister's an artist. So, and she's been doing this forever. I mean, since high school. And it's a lot of time and effort. Yes. So, shout out to my artists out there who know how to actually paint and whatnot, because Jane and I, not so much.
Yeah, I'm a curator, and I love that role because now I get to celebrate so much more work that I don't have to recreate the wheel just to say I did something. Like if I need a vector of a tree, I'm not going to go and be like, well, look at my own unique tree. That's not going to be unique. A tree's a tree.
Right.
In my humble opinion. But yeah.
Well, this was a fun conversation.
I
actually do have some news notifications if you have any.
Awesome. Yes, I have a hard stop at 12:30 because I have a discovery call. But please go. Please do
exciting. Yes. And if anybody is interested in working with Jane or I in regards to marketing, branding, website, social media, please shoot us a DM on our social. But I do have one news story that I thought was really interesting, which was the Christie's AI auction, art auction. There tons of people are because it's AI art, and AI was trained on a crap ton of people's art online. So, I just thought that was really interesting. So, yeah, if you're looking for more information about that, just look up Christie's AI art auction inspires.
That's awesome.
Yes.
There's
Jane, I know you have
just two things. There's an amazing guy in my group who does AI photos for a living, and they're phenomenal. I'll have to show them. And number two, Instagram changed the side of its post from square to some other bullshit, and I'm pissed about it. There, I said it.
I've been telling everybody forever for 2 years. It's coming. Listen.
Well, it's happened. Well, it's just whatever. So that's my news. But to end on a high note, we'll be like dark mode. Just